The global pandemic put us all in a horrible situation. Supermarket shelves were bare just a few months ago. You shouldn't have to suffer with horrible toilet paper. Introducing Triumph Tissue, a Black family-owned and operated luxury 3-ply toilet paper brand. It's like wiping your ass with silk. Get the convenience of a subscription service delivered to your door. That's right, you don't have to waste your gas to wipe your ass. Go to www.triumphtissue.com and wipe like a winner.
When you're trying to run a business, you don't have time to figure out how to build a website and take care of your customers and make sales. You should get a complete web package from BullyAI.com. Bully AI uses custom bots to close sales, take orders, make and confirm appointments, and more. Give your ideas and your content to our dedicated web developers, and in 72 hours, you'll have a fully functional sales-generating website and a bot that will turn your business into the money-making empire you deserve, starting at an incredible $7 a month. Go to www.bullyai.com now to give your business a boost. That's www.bullyai.com. This is David Banner, and I fully support this message. Thank you.
David Banner.
Tommy Nova is hard than a motherfucker!
Fucked around and came out in the backyard.
We got Goodie Mob in this bitch! On these nasty ass motherfuckers! Southside in this bitch! Regina!
Saying something.
Regina!
No, West ATL and this thing, West H.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
Talking about?
Still standing.
Get Goodie!
What's happening, man? We up in here, man. East Point, man. The Cadillac has showed up, man. What's happening, B?
CeeLo Goodie, what the fuck?
What's that in the Southside CeeLo Green, man? Represent.
What? Cujo in this bitch?
West H, you already know what it is again. Northwest Atlanta, too damn strong, lumberjacking. Yeah.
T-Mo, what the fuck?
T-Mo the Terrible, what's happening?
Charlie, what the fuck?
You know me, man, on the bun hunt, man.
No, talk about
All the time on the bun hunt.
Corey still loves dogs.
Corey, where your puppies at, dog? What up? Hey, y'all, Tommy Nova hot in a motherfucker. Scott Parker, what the fuck?
What it really do representing that Sunshine State.
All right.
My name is David Banner. I still don't give a fuck. You know what
David
I'm talking
Banner.
about? All right, so I want to start this out by saying you all are, it's an honor, because you all are one of the groups that helped change my life. Like I was at a crossroads where I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do in life. And to hear about y'all background and what y'all could have been and what y'all could have represented if you chose to, because background solidifies.
Yes.
It's somebody at this table that I heard said that he liked to see motherfuckers' manhood jump up out their body. I've researched.
Did I put it like that?
Yeah. I heard.
Manhood.
Yeah, man.
That's a scary sight right there. Man.
CeeLo, well, I ain't gonna talk about that.
You can tell him. I don't
When I
mind.
first moved to Atlanta, man, you walked up in the club and we're gonna talk about that later.
It's a testimony. You gotta witness to the people. But please know the love and respect is mutual, King David.
I appreciate it, bro.
We
Appreciate. Tell me this, man. What made you all take the pathway that y'all took, man? It was a certain level of spirituality that was in y'all music that I've never heard before, man. It felt like church, but it felt like the streets. It was spiritual. It was gangster. Motherfucker said that he wearing Dickies, and ain't no fucking suits and ties. You know what I'm talking about? Mm-hmm. And to this day, I was raising this girl's daughter one time, and one of the first things that she learned how to say is, "I know that Bezo that work at the Texaco gas station." I had a little baby girl saying that, man. What made you all take that path, Gip?
I think it was about getting the respect. After we left New York, after the Source Awards, I think we just came back home and then put a battery in our back. We had to make sure that people respected what we said because we sat in that crowd and we watched how we felt like some of our heroes get discredited at the time. So at the time, we took that kind of like, okay, we got to put this thing called hip hop on our back and make sure that we fight for the revolution of the South. We fight for the independence of the South, and we fight for the respect of the South. Mm-hmm. So it was about us making sure that we put the Serenity Prayer on our first album. Mm-hmm. We started that album with Free. When people ask us like, yo, did y'all ever think CeeLo was gonna go solo or do his thing? Yeah, because first time you heard Goodie Mob, you heard him singing Free. Mm-hmm. So the things that we put on the album were things that connected all of the things in our community, things that brought us up, the way Big Mama taught us. And I think that a lot of people wasn't putting that in their music at that time. It was a real gangster time at that time. So I think, and also I can say this too, like CeeLo Mom. When CeeLo Mom passed, it kind of like, and during the time, it kind of made us make sure that we kept that respect because we always felt like we wanted our parents to respect the things that we was doing. So the way that we represented ourselves in the music and also on that stage, we wanted all of our parents to be proud.
That was about it?
No. I mean, we could expound on that. You had something, Mo?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, really, I just think the spirituality was real deep, man, within all four of us, man. Just being from the South, being from a place where we were looked at as not even a part of the hip hop community. You know what I mean? New York definitely started the hip hop, movement. Melly Mel, Sugar Hill Gang, all that stuff. We all were fans of. Then they took it out to the West Coast. NWA just showed us a whole nother side of hip hop. Luke Skywalker coming from the South. Two Live Crew definitely showed us another outlook on hip hop, and we were just trying to really figure out our place. Outkast had just come out and really won with the South Sound. You know what I'm saying? Just really just spearheaded the whole Southern movement for us. But people didn't realize that we were really a part of that first album a little bit more than people even realized. Outkast was our little brothers at the time. They were young guys, man. We were grown men. We all had jobs in school, in college, all that type of stuff, man. So they looked up to us as big brothers. We were rapping before we even knew they were rapping. Me and Cujo came over to the dungeon just to get a couple of beats to try to finish up the album that we were working on. And man, we fell in love with the whole atmosphere, man. The brotherhood, the camaraderie, the family environment, the love that was in the air. Then there was people that was successful, up in the building. So we saw that, it was some hope for where we were coming from. You know what I mean? When we first got there, I can remember seeing T-Bars and TLC and Left Eye up in there, and we were all in there just freestyling and just having fun, man. It was just so pure and so innocent, man. Nobody was really richer than the next, man. We were all trying to get there. You know what I mean? And some of these folks that's riding good, they didn't have no cars back then. So it was just a beautiful, innocent time, man, for the South. And what we really wanted to make sure is that when we came out, the New York people respected us for our hip-hop effort. You know what I mean? For our lyrics. We were definitely deeply into hip-hop. We love the game, but we wanted to show them that we got skills down here too, bruh. You know what I mean? Don't just think we all about booty shaking bass music down here, which was the stamp on the South at that particular time because of Luke Skywalker, which was cool, which is a great thing.
Which is a part, right?
Definitely, that's a part of the humble beginnings, man. But we want to but Dre said it best, man. The South has something to say.
All right, I want to ask y'all, do y'all remember something? Do y'all remember that? Because y'all taught me a lesson that I still use to this day. And Lee, I don't know if you know, I got that from them. Y'all remember I brought y'all to Southern when I was SGA president?
Yes, sir.
Y'all came, they were at the school, came with their shirts off. And I asked them, I was like, I still got pictures. I asked them, I said, do y'all want to go up in my office? And I don't remember who said it to me. It's like, fuck VIP. We don't want no VIP treatment. We want to be with the people. Don't separate us from the people. And we went out there on the back, and y'all stayed and talked to the people from the time y'all got out that van and at the time y'all left, y'all was with the people. And that's where I got that concept from. I ain't never really done no VIP, don't put no ropes in between me and my people. I actually got that from y'all. And y'all showed me that early in the game, way before David Banner was David Banner. Like, where did that spirit come from, like, just to connect with the people?
Joe?
Man, I just think it's a Southern thing, man. It's a South thing, man. Southern gentlemen, you know what I'm saying? They always got some type of etiquette about themselves, you know what I'm saying? And it just rubbed off on some 20-some-year-old brothers that was doing their thing back in 94 and 95. You see what I'm saying? So people hadn't really heard what Atlanta, Georgia had to say. You know what I'm saying? We heard what Texas had to say. We heard what Rap-A-Lot had to say. And those were our big brothers, and you know what I'm saying? We definitely listened to them. But it was time for something else to come out to kind of push hip hop to another level. You feel what I'm saying? So and what better way to do it was to recognize soul food. Soul food, everybody can relate to soul food because either your mama cooked it or your grandmama cooked it or whatever, but everybody can relate to that. And so we kind of pattern ourselves after 4 food groups, you know what I'm saying? So it was some thought put into putting the album together too, because people just didn't want to hear you rap. They wanted to hear what you really had to say, what you 4 black men had to say coming out of Atlanta, Georgia. What y'all got to say? We heard about Martin Luther King and all the civil rights stuff down there. What you guys got to say? And it was coming from the perspective of the youth, and we was just compiling everything that we seen, and we put it in rhymes, and it just so happened that people wanted to come down to Atlanta just because of some of the stuff that we were saying in our raps. You know what I mean? So
yeah, one of the things that influenced me the most when I was in Mississippi, bro, when you said, man, pick the paper up out the yard. What made you say, like, bro, I don't know why that affected me so much.
He always say that to this day.
Hey, no lie. No lie. I was just about to, Virginia, I was just about to say that. I was thinking about, since I don't go to church no more, I was thinking about spending my Sundays picking up paper in Atlanta. Like letting them see somebody who don't have to do it. We gotta start cleaning up our communities. And I think if they see us do it, Leah tell you, I did that, and one of my homegirls needed a couple dollars. I went over to her hood to drop off her some money, and bro, was paper all over the motherfucking parking lot. It took me 15 minutes. I cleaned up the whole fucking parking lot, bro, and it made the whole fucking building look brighter, bro. What made you say that, man?
One night being with Joe in D.C. Hill, I seen the dude just take the bottle after he finished, and he just threw it on the ground. And I was just tripping, like, I always kept that with me because I was always like, damn, like, we always complaining about our hoods messed up, but I just watched my folk we messing up the hood.
Yeah.
And it was just something that stuck with me that when I got in the studio that night, I just said it on the mic because it was just something fresh on my mind. But I do that today, like, even in my neighborhood where I live, if I see trash, I just get out and get a paper and I get it up. And sometimes people will pass and just be looking at me like crazy, but it's almost like it's just in me to do that.
Yeah, I be seeing you cutting grass and everything on your IG and everything. You be out there on the tractor and all that.
I kind of really do. I kind of stay normal in my regular life.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like, I get out there and cut the grass. I do everything, man. I plant, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Anything that I feel like I could do with my own hands, it helps me stay human. Mm-hmm. So that's the reason why us doing that on the album was important.
Lee, I'm gonna grab one of your questions that you always ask, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
All right, so coming from, I know when I first got my real opportunity, like, there was something that happened to me that I remember that let me know, like, damn, life is different now. Like, what was the first thing for Goodie Mob that y'all experienced that been like, oh, yeah, we done did this shit?
One of the first things that signified a change.
I like how you reworded that.
That what we gonna do?
Okay.
All right, well, I'm gonna dip into my dictionary then. Let's go. I can eloquently.
Okay, let's okay. Let me think. Well, I don't know. I don't have I don't think I have a clear answer for that, but I can go back a bit further and I can say when I first realized that we were making it, when we were a work in progress. It was the first Outkast listening party or showcase in New York. It was the first time we'd ever gone to New York, and I had always wanted to go to New York. And it's funny because I was just telling my son this story the other day. So we were all in a rush, running late for the plane, and Big Rube was in front of me. Shouts out to Big Rube. And we were going up the long escalator, you know, and everybody's like, hurry up, we're going to miss this plane. And Big Rube, you know how you can just barely miss that step? It's like right here, boom. And he slammed down on the edge of that step or that escalator, and I watched his leg snap in two. I watched the bone in his bone hit the side of his pants like this. Boom. You know what I'm saying? I was right behind him, so I saw it. And so it was just like, oh, Slick, how did you do that?
Something similar.
Damn. Okay.
No, it was way worse than that.
He
trying to keep that shit slick. I'll tell y'all that later.
I fucked myself up.
Yeah.
So we got to the top, and Big Rube crawled his way to the last few steps, and you know, a part of, you know, the hem of his pants. I still remember what he was wearing because we all wore Pointer gear and Dickies, and like we always shopped at Ross on Moreland Avenue or Charlie's Trading Post right in front of the Federal Penitentiary, and got Dickies and, you know, the pinstripe train engineer outfits and stuff. We wore all that stuff. So that's what he had. We was broke, dead broke. Okay. So not only was his leg broke, but the cuff of his pants got caught in the escalator. So he was had to pull himself away. And it was just like war. You know what I mean? Like, you know, he pulled himself to the side and it's like, he's like, go. I said, Rube. You remember that?
Yeah.
He was like, go. Don't worry about me. Go. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And like, we loved Rube because, you know, I don't even know how old Rube is to this day. You know what I'm saying? But he's one wise, timeless individual, right? You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, but he had this authoritative presence about him, and it's like that big booming go just like echoed throughout the entire airport, as if to say, "This is our chance, this is our shot. Don't miss it because of me." You know what I mean? Like, you know, and he holds a significant place, and this is why he's been maintained and heralded in the way that he is, because, you know, he bought the first MP. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the MPC 60 for all you you know, production equipment for dummies. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beat machine. So he bought that, you know, for Rico and he's basically the financier of Organized Noise.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So people don't know that side of him.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. He also
That's dope.
is highly intelligent. You know what I mean? He's some type of savant, you know, and he's also an illustrator. So he drew the original Goodie Mob logo. He came up with it, you know, with the hands and cuffs and with the hanging man inside of the O. So basically, I'm saying that to say that was such a pivotal moment. You know what I mean? Because we took off running. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't look back. And I just always commend him because it's just such a brave and you know, and memorable. It's like a fun memory. It's bittersweet because he was hurt, you know, but we went and we killed it. You know what I mean? Like, and later that night, like that's when we did so good. Method Man and Puffy and everybody, we stand at the Holiday Inn. They all pulled up on us. We sat out there drinking straight Hennessy out the bottle with Method Man on the side of the street. Puffy rolls up in that first Range Rover. You know what I'm saying? We was kicking it with them and freestyling with Boot Camp Click. You know what I'm saying, Brad? You know, so it was just a dope showcase, and that was the first time we all went together to New York as a collective and as a crew, and you know. I said, we're making it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we're making headway, you know? And so, I don't know. I mean, that would be my answer.
So, like, y'all created y'all sound, and it's like the Atlanta sound, but who was some of y'all influences being like, y'all was like the first ones who really came with that sound from here, so I know that y'all had to get influences, whether it was from Texas or New York or whatever, so who were some people that y'all might have looked up to?
Oh, come on, man. We talking about let's run down the roll call from Atlanta. We talking about Kilo Ali.
Come on now.
We're talking about MC Sade. I'll even go even further. I'm saying, like, for some of you young whippersnappers out there who don't know true Atlanta music history, we're talking about Mojo. Let Mojo handle it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that was when I was a kid. He was the first official MC out of Atlanta. Then we're talking about Success and Effect. We're talking about the Hard Boys. We're talking about Damage. We're talking about
Sammy Sam, the
Hitman.
Success and Effect was from here?
Success and Effect was here. For real? Yeah.
Raheem the Dream.
Raheem the Dream. How we gonna forget OG Raheem? So all of that, you know what I mean? 8 Ball MJG, you know, 8 Ball MJG, 3-6 Mafia, Big Mike, South Circle, you know what I mean? Like,
Cypress Hill and Naughty by Nature.
Love Cypress Hill, Naughty by Nature. I love the whole Native Tongue
PE
Collective, definitely Public Enemy, Rodney Joe Cooley. I listen to everything.
We were students, bro.
I'll be naming for hours.
Students of this
Was
thing.
the Busta Rhymes story true about cell therapy?
Totally.
Tell them about
I was gonna say, what's the story?
Yeah.
Okay, well, the story is, cell therapy, the song has been a current event. This song has, come to life, you know what I mean? Like, for almost everyone all at once. So the content of that record, you know what I mean? Like, what it explained, what it entailed, what it exposed, is now a reality. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's an inconvenient truth, you know what I mean? It's unfortunate. I wish it wasn't true, you know what I mean? But we adopted some information that we had, acquired from a book called Behold the Pale Horse, written by Arthur William Cooper, who was later assassinated because of this book.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes, he was.
Busta Rhymes, always one of my all-time favorites. You know what I mean? Like, he reminded me of an East Coast, extension of us. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was an eccentric. You know what I mean? Like, an extrovert. You know what I mean? Like, later on in life, it would make more sense to me because I realized he was a Gemini like myself. I said, okay, well, that's why. That's no wonder. I get him. But anyway, long story short, we were at Dallas Austin's DARP studios, not far from here. And he was in a room next to us, and I don't think he knew us that well. I don't even know if we had really put any music out yet. Maybe not even as Goodie Mob, but Outkast. That's what I do.
Fucking goddamn dog weed.
The alcoholics over here talking now.
Now that Crown Vanilla on the way.
It's on its way.
Okay, but I'm trying to keep it simple. But anyway, so he passes us this book, and he said, "Yo, brothers, you know what I mean? Like, y'all seem like some, yo
son, yo son,
y'all seem like some fine young men. You know what I'm saying? Like, doing your thing. Blah 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 blah. This is a piece of information I want to pass on to y'all, and I feel inclined to do so. Y'all know how he talk."
That was a good invitation.
And so a few of us, we was talking about this earlier today, so it's fresh on my mind. And, we all, well, the majority of us were living at the dungeon at the time. Speaking of the dungeon, let me take one small moment to just acknowledge Rico Wade. You know what I'm saying? Rico Wade opened up his home, you know what I mean, with his two sisters and mother to a group of at-risk youth, which was all of us. We all lived there, periodically. You know what I mean? Joe would stay there from time to time. Yeah. Either we would come to spend long hours. I stayed over there for weeks at a time. And Big Rube got this, so I'm going back to Big Rube. Big Rube got this book first. I guess it's about 300 pages, I'm assuming. Yeah. Read the whole book, where everybody sat and was patient and waited for their turn.
It's the blue book at the crib with the 3 books that I have. I bought 3 of them in case I got to give to somebody. With the white horse on it. It's the thick one that's up there. Yeah.
So he gave us this book. Big Rube read it first, and everybody took turns reading it. I don't know how long it takes, the average individual to read 300 pages, but we all got through it. And it just passed around. Like, even on those periodical times where I would leave, I would leave, I stayed there for a week, wouldn't bathe. You know what I mean? We was really trapping it out and roughing it. So when I had the book in my possession, when it was my turn to have it, I went back to my auntie's house, and I'm saying, bathe, change clothes, you know what I mean? Read the book, you know what I mean? And that's how it got around. But fortunately, we were able to, turn that information into an art form. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was important, it was imperative to us because it was life-changing. You know what I mean? Like, it was mind-blowing. It was, some of it seemed so, ridiculous, it seemed, untrue, but we found out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we see that.
We see it now.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this. We're going to start talking about the new album. But before I go there, I want to talk about the second Goodie Mob album that never came out.
It did come out.
No. The one that I heard that was supposed to be that people didn't.
They didn't get to hear it.
They didn't get to hear.
It's a lot of records. It's a lot of records that didn't make it. It was a lot of records from the first album. There's a lot of records from the second album, and we was gonna put those records out, but then they got ruined in the Great Flood at the Dungeon.
Yeah, I heard that.
So like,
There's one record online, In My Shoes.
Yeah.
That's online.
and we did a lot of that stuff at Purple Dragon. A lot of that stuff.
Wow, you went way
I heard,
back.
and I, this is what I was told through, just my life, because I love to study the people that I'm enamored with. That it was a really, really revolutionary album. It was a really, really like focus forward album. Like, can y'all just explain that to me?
No, some of those records that didn't make it.
Yeah.
Like we had a song called "A Brick in the Wall."
That was good.
Like a brick in the wall,
Like a
y'all.
brick in the wall, y'all.
Yeah, we had a lot of records that was kind of like. I'll tell you this, David Banner. We did a photo shoot that disappeared
Damn.
Wow.
at LaFace. We did a photo shoot that disappeared, and they was like, "Shit." They were like, "How you like the pictures?" They were like, "What pictures?"
Come on, Kim! Come on, Kim!
Would you like to divulge to the world what those pictures were?
Man,
You gonna tell them?
that was Goodie Mob, man. We were burning flags.
Yeah.
I like that shit. That's what I
It
do.
was Confederate flags, though.
We were burning Confederate flags in a funeral home.
Oh, yeah.
That's something like a pimp.
Yeah.
Damn, I remember
That shit disappeared, boy. That shit got up to the higher level.
that. Carlos spot, what?
Yeah.
Yep. All black fatigues, Scully's looking like a little militia.
But see, we was on the R&B record label, so it's like, hold on, man. We thought them was some R&B guys. Like, nah. Yeah. They got soul, but they not the R&B guys.
Well, I want to ask you some questions then, brother.
Me?
Let's talk about you in high school.
Oh, yeah.
Some of that stuff I don't remember. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, you remember? Oh, come on, dog!
Some of that stuff I don't remember, man.
You remember?
They had to help me remember.
What about BTA?
Call
Or
something.
beat that ass.
Yeah.
No, black teens for advancement. No, it was an ongoing cycle going on, man. As in high school, that it didn't.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Benjamin Elijah Mays
The honorable.
in Southwest Atlanta.
Top of the hill.
Right, one of the School of Excellence. You know what I mean? I love to say that. But at that time, man, it was it had done went from fighting with these to doing this. You know what I mean? Because we came up, man. If we in like a high school, you know what I'm saying? We gonna duke it out. We gonna fight it out. But it started getting to where, man, you know what I'm saying? We was actually dying over the dumb shit, over the bullshit. So it was just, man, by the grace of the Most High, man, that we was able to get into the studio and kind of channel some of that energy, man. Because especially growing up in the South, man, you don't have a father up in your house, man. You know what it is. You know you got stuff built up in you. You know what I mean? So the music was our shelter, man. The dungeon was our shelter. So making it out of high school, it was a great advance, man. Because at that time they was talking about you weren't gonna see 21 or you weren't gonna see 22. You know, that type of stuff was going on back then. So, like I said, we was able to tough it out, man, roll through the trenches, man, and give a memorable album, man, that stand the test of time, 25 years. You know what I mean?
Yo,
And
Banner,
then try to do it.
when we was coming up, I was just finna say, we about to talk about high school.
I
Go
want to
ahead.
piggyback on Cujo good for a minute. That you just asked about how this guy was in high school. He was very modest about everything.
I'm about to tell on his ass.
I was just saying, like, the one thing about
I
him,
heard
I
the
can say,
stories now.
he
Like I
didn't
said,
really
some of that
have
shit
a
legend,
lot of physical confrontation because a lot of people now, 99% of people at the high school was terrified of this guy, man.
Yeah.
This guy was physically the strongest person at our high school.
Yeah, right.
Period. He could put 4 plates on and throw them up. You know what I'm saying? So everybody would see that. They'd be like,
Bro, I heard you used to terrify people. Like, you
Terrify.
literally, I'm talking about like a ghost, dog. I'm dead serious, bro.
Why?
I wasn't doing nothing, bro.
Come on, man.
Look,
Come
man,
on,
I was just being me,
So those are all
man.
stories.
I'm gonna say it like this. Like I said, it was me and my brother and my mom. My thing was just play football, get a goddamn scholarship, go pro. You can buy a house for your mama. You could buy a car for your mama. Let's do it like that. it didn't go that way.
It should have, though. He was a fucking murderer on the football field, dog. He would split your helmet open, dog. Like, I played football too, man. But this guy here, man, was that defensive end, man. I ain't never seen nothing like it, man, up to that date, man.
What changed?
He knocked me out in front of my grandmama, man.
For real?
No, we was on the field, bro. So we was in practice, man. We was in practice, man.
I would tell back he was on the other side, folks.
You remember the play?
And he knocked me out. And my daddy and my grandmama seen it. My daddy laughed. And he was like, boy, Joe goddamn went through your ass.
But check, I mean, that was the option that young black men had back then.
Bad,
Either you was gonna play sports, you know what I'm saying, you gonna go to the army, or you was gonna goddamn get that 9 to 5. That was the 3 goddamn options that I was up against during that time.
Or you went to trade school.
Or trade school, that's right, yep. So I matter of fact, I ended up going to Atlanta Area Tech and getting a trade in HVAC. My uncle put me up to it because he seen what it was. And like I said, man, it was tough time. The streets had ended up being a nigga daddy and a nigga brother and a nigga comforter. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just by the grace of the Most High, man, we didn't go full speed ahead with that dumb shit that we had witnessed and that we was definitely a part
Well,
of.
there's some questions I'm gonna ask y'all about off camera. You know, about some parties that I heard about too.
Shit.
We'll talk about that later.